Dan. Yeah, we'll get to chat more about the kind of the rationale for the Sea Alaska deal later. But I thought a good starting point would be to look at the challenges obviously the industry is going through and talk about that with relation to NESI. And the company reported just filed your 2020 numbers in the past couple of weeks with a very strong profit. But in UK processors have been hit with a multitude of challenges this year, with Brexit, the pandemic, and labour shortages, rising costs of energy, raw materials and freight. It's kind of been very much a perfect storm, really. I wonder if you could give a summary of how these issues are impacting NESI and how you as a company are seeking to deal with them.
Yeah, thanks, Tom. Yeah, it feels a long time ago now, 2020. We did, I think like many, our exposure, I guess our greater exposure to retail, that 80-20 split I spoke about through a global pandemic where effectively people's buying options were largely confined to the retail channel. Undoubtedly those volumes were helpful, and we were through that able to do a fantastic job at servicing our customers. I was really proud of the way that the team and the business adapted and really pulled together to deliver those orders. And no doubt about it, that and a combination of all of the various operational investments that we've been making over recent years and the work we've been doing on the category strategy led to a good set of numbers. You have to work extremely hard in this industry to earn that I think 2.5 pence in the pound that we managed to earn. So I'm definitely jealous of certain other industries, but the great thing about food is it's quite a resilient sector. So we were pleased with that performance. Look, the world's changed quite dramatically. I think all of that profit and some is currently rapidly going to be eroded by the sort of the wave of inflation that I think we and others in the industry see coming at us as a result of not just the raw material increases, which are now coming through in many sectors and species, but actually it's all of the other costs associated with doing business. And it's kind of unique, really. In my 18 years, we've always been able to mitigate or erode, some of the periodic cost pressures that would come in because your efficiency and your productivity agenda has been motoring forward. But I think when you start to see, energy prices going up 50%, labour at sort of 10 to 12%, and then you see, packaging coming at, 7, 8, 9%, logistics costs going up at 5+%. It's coming everywhere, and it's widely publicised in the press. I think in moments like this, our jobs, to keep cool heads. We have to ultimately believe in what we do and what we offer our consumers and our customers, and we have to look to ultimately plot a route through with our customers and look at how how can we mitigate, what things can we do our side, and then ultimately what do we need to do with our customers to manage what's quite a testing situation. Because ultimately one thing that is clear about this dynamic and what's going on in the industry is that people need to eat, people need food, and there's a number of supply chains that are under quite a lot of pressure at the moment. And I think first and foremost, we've got to continue to make sure that we are supplying our customers to a really high level of service with great quality fish, particularly on the back of some of the macro trends and the national food strategy. I think fish does have an opportunity, and we want to make sure that we're in good health to service the opportunity. So yeah, look, it's testing times at the moment, but isn't it for most food businesses? And I think it's, we can't sit around and mope. We've got to keep our heads up, and ultimately, we have good trusting relationships with our customers, and together we have to plot a way through this.
Also, I guess it's not like this is fish specific, is it? I mean, the fish raw material is going up, but all of the other things affect every other kind of food supplier. So I guess, there's customers can't really use the sort of argument that, there'll be other stuff that could be substituted, because it's kind of it's effectively happening to everything, isn't it? So I suppose that must somehow make the conversations, easier is probably the wrong word to use, but at least there is that as well, isn't there? Where it's kind of
I think in any food type,
really.
Yeah, you're right, Tom. I mean, in any protein, you're always worried about the relative price, of fish to chicken to beef. I mean, fish isn't a cheap protein, so we've got to do a better job at earning the right, if you like, to be at the table. And I talk very often about the need for greater emotional connection. People do want to eat more fish; they want to eat more healthily. We've got to give them great reasons and motivations to do that. Of course, we need to be as keen as we can be on value, because value is an important part of the equation. It's being widely talked about. I think most of the supermarket chief execs are managing expectations that the price of food is going to need to go up. But equally, the big four retailers are also very mindful of what happened, back at the sort of time of the credit crunch. And that was a period where the discounters grew their share rapidly, because perhaps they took a slightly different view on inflation. I think the difference between then and now is that, there is not unconstrained availability of labour, or huge amounts of unutilized capacity, perhaps in the way that there might have been then. So I think at the end of the day, everyone in these moments has to decide, who are your partners, who do you trust to work with, and then we have to plot a way through. But we have to be really disciplined and sensible about how we do that. And above all, we and any supplier just needs to make sure that we're playing our part, that we can really look at ourselves and make sure that every pound of cost is really delivering the right value. It's delivering good value and the right value, and that's bound to mean it's some uncomfortable choices at moments in time. I think that's just inevitable for every business.